is totally normal to make English errors. Don't worry about having made them. I still make some embarrassing mistakes every now and again, and when I read my writing back, I think, why on earth did I write that? Once, I wrote a letter to parents about the kit that students need to bring on a school trip, and one of the things on the list was willies. I did of course mean to write wellies, because it's very difficult to forget your willy if you've already got one and you're coming on a school trip. Why did I make such a silly mistake? Why does anybody make such silly mistakes? It's pretty much always because you haven't proofread whatever you've written, and I didn't with that letter. For example, I think you all know that if you write a name, then you should begin the name with a capital letter. But I have still seen hundreds and probably thousands of students write names without capital letters. If I asked them what was wrong with the name that they've written and pointed out to them, they would tell me straight away that it was missing a capital letter. If they'd sat and proofread the work, then they would tell me the same. It's the same for all the mistakes in here. Just proofread and you'll probably eradicate them. Of course, you might be thinking, why does this matter? I'm doing history here, not English. Leave me alone. And you deserve to be told. Well, the reason is that you are actually given marks for your English in both GCSE and A-level history, which means you can also lose marks for poor English. In fact, for the exam board we use at Rossett, the amount of English marks available is equivalent to an entire grade boundary on some papers. A second reason, that is just as important as the first, is that it will give an examiner the impression that you are really clever if you are using correct English, and, sadly, the opposite can be true if you don't. Think about it. Have you ever heard somebody talking posh and using long words? Did you think they were clever? I knew somebody at university who used long words and sounded posh, and when I first met him, I thought he was really clever. About 24 hours later, I saw him go down some stairs while sat in a shopping trolley, and I found out he was in fact a clown. But he gave the impression that he was clever, and impressions can count, and the way he did that was using fancy words and very proper English. Examiners are humans too. Well, let's say they are. So the message here is, proofread. It can be very frustrating for a teacher to have to read carefully through work and mark it when you know the student who did it hasn't bothered. Anyway, here are some frequent English errors that you must avoid. Pay close attention, because if you've got this target in your essays, it's probably because you've made either mistake A, B, C or D, or maybe a combination.